What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today, man? I'm your host, Jay Shep, and we're back again on the YouTube, man. We're back with the interviews, man. We've been doing the radio segments, but now we're back with the interviews, man. Stay safe out here. First things first, you see the gloves, man. Quarantine, social distancing, that's big. Do what y'all got to do. Make sure you're staying at home unless you're an essential employee. We essential over here, so don't worry about us. So, man, today,
Thanks.
we're back on the music. Look at my eyes. We're back on the music,
Back on the music.
back on the grind,
Back on the grind.
all the time.
All the time.
Well, my man over here, man, I'm not even going to just say too much. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Talk your stuff, man. Talk to the people, man.
How y'all doing? It's me. I go by the name Sonny London. I'm an artist, rapper, producer, writer, designer, everything from A-Leaf, Houston, Texas. So, yeah.
And my man's been really coming up with the music, man. You know, I met this man about, last summer?
Last summer, yeah.
Last summer. We had some conversation. Obviously enough, it was the festival, it was a big setting, and we didn't really get a chance to just like chit chat, but exchange information. But then some months passed, and I heard your that Red Room.
Yeah.
that Red
Shout
Room.
out Manly. Yeah, Red Room was just went over there to work on some music with my guy Chief Lil, and yeah, Manly was just like, you guys want to, have another segment I do called Red Room. You guys want to hop in and do something real quick? I was like, sure, of course. So that's what it was.
And definitely, he had basically just kind of went over one of his songs in the Red Room.
Red Show V2.
But the way he came on the track, first, like I'm scrolling on IG, just kind of scrolling past, and I see this post, and the flow.
DVD, no, that's a hit. I might just go sell it on CD. I know that I got it. It's always me.
I think it was the flow, but also it was like the tone of voice, which a lot of people don't understand with music. Like everything is essential.
Right.
Talking about from tone of voice, lyrics, cadence, bars, and everything, cadence. And so once I was in tune, I was like, okay, this is chill, but it's turned.
Right.
But it's still chill. But we turn it up,
right.
Which made me go, obviously enough, I look more into it. I have to go look more into the music. So I'm like, okay, well, you got this, but let me go look into the music. So I start looking up projects and everything. So I find some songs that I was like, oh, he got to come on Talented Ones.
Appreciate you, man.
Man, can't have talented ones if we don't have talented ones.
It's 2 + 2.
Makes 4 out here. So man, first thing I'm gonna ask you, man, is where did you get your start in music?
So I started making music when I was about 10, I want to say. Mm-hmm. In fact, my first rap name was like D10 or something, because my nickname is D with my family, and then I was 10, so I was like, makes sense. And then I stopped using that because I was like, once I get older, I won't be able to like keep. Not thinking I could have kept the same number. I was just being a dumbass kid. So
right.
Pardon my French.
No, you good.
From there on, I always just kind of rapped. Me and my brother have always been into music and shit like that. Different genres and stuff too, because my mom listens to a wide variety of things from rap, gospel to fucking doo-wop and God knows.
Sounds like 102.1.
Yeah, and then some, and then all the others. So that was kind of the start. My dad was a singer also. My mom went to school for creative arts and stuff. Like she used to write plays.
So it was kind of like embedded in your family.
Yeah, it was kind of always there. And so I just kind of always clung to it. High school, I rapped. Started producing when I was in college. And, here I am now.
Man, and I think my thing about that is, we see it in your family, see everything that started. But that doesn't, obviously enough, when it's in your family, it's like, some people are like, oh, it's in my blood, I got to do it.
Right.
That don't mean you got it like that. Not everyone has the sauce.
The thing is, my mom has always been kind of, I don't want to say anti-music, but she's always been more so for the go to college, get a good job, don't do all the other, that kind of stuff, So it wasn't like it was just this path to make music from the get-go. It was just always there.
And in I'll say this in parents' defense, bro, because like I feel like our generation, I'm including myself, we're always the ones who's like, bro, we trying to be creative, we're trying to go out here, we're trying to do what you do.
It's not conventional though. It's not.
It's not, because I think what our parents went through is like, you got to find a way to make money, but if you don't see it because everyone doesn't make that money off bat, it's kind of like at least have the fallback because you went to school, you got to.
And you have that on you, and I think that's why a lot of us are. We can go to school and we can do all these different things, but we always have that something on the side we at least want to explore and try, and I think that's, we all have that.
Oh, no, definitely. What was your first project? Like, how did you even, like, it goes from, it's the difference from, like, I'm making music, like, making songs to, like, okay, now I want to actually make a project. Like,
So the first, I'm sorry to cut you off.
no, go ahead, bro.
So my first project was 2019, last year around August, I want to say. It is called London, and that was more so like a compilation of songs that I had worked on over the time from like 2018. I think one of them was even from like 2017, like the end of 2017.
Right.
And so it was just let me see how to figure out how to do this. How do I make the project? What goes into it? What's the process? And then from there, how do I get it out to people? How do I, you know what I mean? All that kind of, the different aspects of it.
Definitely.
And so I feel like doing that, of course, it has the bumps in the road and all that kind of stuff, but it did kind of prepare me more to work on an actual project, which I do have, on the way. And I have more of an idea of,
Exclusive.
but I have more of an idea of actually how to do things,
But even off of London, it wasn't like you just kind of put it together because, I know projects that are just kind of thrown together,
Right.
just splish and splash.
Well,
You still put an interlude in.
Well, I still wanted it cohesive. I still wanted it to be a good project. It's just, and even the songs I picked, I still wanted them to at least mesh. It was just a matter of like, it wasn't, I didn't go in with this idea of this is the theme, this is how the artwork is going to exactly be. Like everything was trial and error. Everything was this. I like how this looks. This goes well. I like how this, And so, versus another project, you may already have an idea or this preconceived,
Right.
like that.
Definitely. I feel it. And
But thank you though.
Oh yeah, man, look,
I had to make it, somewhat decent.
man, and you put it together, bro. You put it together for your first project, and it being like songs you've already had to still make it a cohesive thing. It's still actually like a compliment to you and your artistry.
Well, thank you.
So now I got to talk about my two favorite tracks on there, which are Skyline, Push Start. Push Start.
Shout out Timye.
Yes.
Shout out Imagination.
So first
Shout out
off,
Simon.
those two songs, the whole project, y'all need to go download it on Apple Music, everything like that. Y'all need to go listen to it, stream it, do what you got to do to that. So Push Start for me is like the tee up.
Right.
It's the bench press.
Right.
It's the muscle.
No, that's what it is. It's like you hear the project, and I organized it a certain way to where once you got to that third track, you're ready to move. You heard rapping on the first one, you heard the slightly melodic stuff on the second one. Third one, you wanna go up.
You go up, and because the way you even like come in like,
And that's a big
hard.
shot to Timye too, because his verse is on there before mine actually. And so when I heard his verse, I was like, oh, I got to do something. And that was
Yeah, and I think y'all balanced each other out because what happened was, the beat's cool. Your boy comes in
versus
mean.
aggressive. Right.
And then you come in, which I liked. You didn't have to come in with the same meanness. It's like, okay, I'm going to smooth it, but I'm going to give you these bars too.
Right.
And then a lot of people would try to match that energy on the song, but I feel like with that beat, it might have been a little too much. Everyone couldn't yell on the song. Not like he was just screaming, but
it works for his voice. And that's what I like about working with, Eman and Timmy and all of them, because we all kind of know our strengths and weaknesses. Like even on my verse, and Eman kind of took away some of the drums to just give me that space because I'm rapping more. You know what I mean?
Right.
The average person I've been around with music, they're not gonna always just have that in there. You gotta actually, I'm not in the mic. You gotta actually you gotta know what you're talking about. You gotta know what you're doing.
Right.
And so I like being around people that actually know what they're doing.
No, for sure, man. It's one of those things with that song. Y'all did just enough. Y'all didn't do too much. You didn't do too least. Y'all did just enough. And in Skyline, I think just it's an aesthetic.
No, literally.
Skyline is literally.
I hate saying it, but it's one of those like, yeah.
It's one of those songs that I think if people understand what's coming out of Houston now, they'll understand where not even just the references, but they'll understand references too. But they'll understand like that sound, because like it gives me that the Don Toliver kind of like electric feel on in the beat, but you giving them bars behind it. It's just like it just sounds like it's essential. It just sounds like very well put together. It's hard to explain it. It's kind of like if I put the song on right now, y'all need to just go stream it so y'all know what I'm talking about.
It's a very very relaxed melodic song. I like to make a lot of my music. I like drums. I like 808s. I like bass, but I still want the melody and things to be kind of softer, ambient. You can ride around to it. You can play it around your parents. You can play it around this person, that person. Even if they don't know what I'm talking about, what I'm saying, the vibe of the actual music is still going to keep them engaged,
Yeah.
And so I know I like music like that. So I like calming, relaxing stuff. And then I still like to turn up, so why not put them together?
No, for sure. So who was your influences like with music coming up?
Influences, you gotta say Kanye for sure.
I can hear that.
Gotta say Kanye. You gotta say who's another influence of mine? Phife Dawg, Trop Call Quest, big influence of mine. Timbaland, love his drums. Pharrell.
Okay, so
Cudi.
we getting that early 2000s.
Yeah.
That was your
When
thing.
I was younger, I was a big like Ludacris baby. Like I was big on Ludacris, Nelly, Ching, you know that whole era. Band-Aid on my face, all that kind of stuff. The whole knot, yeah, it was a thing.
Do-rag, big
Do-rag, for
two
sure.
big
I was
jerseys.
I was all for it. So, and then as I got older, we started getting deeper into music and learning about like, once we did get into like jazz and alternative music, electronic, just different sounds and stuff, it started taking us other places. Nujabes is another big influence of mine. He was a producer, rest in peace. But
All right, shoot, rest in peace to him, man. And which kind of interesting and leads me into my next question. I do ask this question for everyone that's on TalentedOnes, so I gotta ask you, man. You said, I know London was your first project, but you've been kind of making strides, pushing the music. I've been seeing it. Like I said, it popped up on my Instagram feed. So it's been kind of getting out there. Met you last summer. And so you've been still pushing away, still pushing the music. I know you said you got new music coming. Right. So which one right now, why you like in this space, do you feel like is more important? Is it you trying to get to your destination or whatever that is with your music, or are you just enjoying the journey right now that you on to get there?
I used to be the type of person that would just say the destination, just because we all want, we all wanted life perfect in the way that it looks in our head. But as I get older, I grow to like the journey. I grow to love the journey, just because you start to see the person you become. Like, yeah, you got to this end point, but how did you get there? How can you can't really appreciate the things until you actually know what it's like to not have them, know what it's like to not be there, know what it's like to not be that guy, that person. So taking that process to learn that and then enjoy it, you got to bask in it. It gives you memories. It gives you something to reference to. It keeps you level-headed.
And I think that's one thing I will say that, like, noticing just even off of social media, even off of, like, I'm not just going to say artists, but, like, just people in general. People, I think in 2020, we don't cherish memories as much. Because I think what we see as memories are stuff that we see in our phones. People don't think about, dang, the small stuff that no one was around to see. I think everything memory-wise was like, okay, it's just like I go through my camera roll.
Right.
Man, this was crazy. That was fun.
But I feel like we all, at least some of us, we do enjoy seeing that process, even if it's kind of on a subconscious level. We watch the interviews, we watch the documentaries of different artists, of different
that's true.
people, and we do see how they got where they were. You know what I mean? Like, I remember watching the ASAP, what's it called? When they used to be in those, like, black and white, the houses, stash houses or something like that, like stash house videos. We used to love watching them, and just seeing how those are, I'm like, what? Seeing those artists, like how they grow. They used to freestyle, and they used to be in the kitchen the same way. They used to, you know what I'm saying, act the same way, do the same things, and it kind of gives you that perspective of like, oh, we are, we're not all that different as possible. It's,
That's true. And then I just think sometimes, though, and it's really just like 100% agree with your statement, but I think sometimes what I do see a lot of people doing, and this is kind of getting a little off topic, but we're going to have this conversation anyway,
for sure.
Is that we, like, a lot of people do stuff for everybody else to see.
Right.
And what I think we forget about are the memories that are only supposed to be for us.
Right.
Like, you ever been on Twitter or Instagram and you see, like, a couple post a picture that in a mirror, and it's a little provocative, and it's like, I might have would have kept that in the tuck.
Yeah.
So, like, but like, why?
There's no real reason for people. I mean, yeah, like you said, that applies to a lot of things today. I feel like people are, in addition to being desensitized to a lot of stuff, we kind of get too comfortable with everybody else. Like, some stuff is keep that to yourself.
Right.
we don't need to do that.
It's almost like with people.
Like, that's kind of weird. Like,
it is. It's for sure weird. Yeah. And it even reflects in music, because now I think what a lot of people, the music was intent for, a lot of people don't know how to separate the art from reality.
Very true.
So, like, what you might be talking about in your music might be your reality, what you've seen, what you like to do, where you like to go, how you like to live.
Right.
And that's great for your truth.
Right.
That might not be what everyone else life is, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's not saying no one's doing a bad life. that's just saying don't try to emulate someone else.
Don't try to sound like somebody else. Don't try to do what somebody else is
Yeah,
doing.
I feel like we live in a generation of like everybody's trying to run their own race. No, run other people's race. I'm sorry.
I mean, I think it's one of those things where it's just like, if it worked for them, then why can't it work for me?
I
Versus
see
actually
that.
taking the time to see what does work for me. Like, you know.
But what I do see though is that you running your own race. I see.
I
you-
try to.
I see you doing your. I see you doing your thing because it's a. I don't know. It's sometimes it's a certain feeling you get, the energy you get around certain people when they like talking about this stuff, they talking about their craft, and it's genuineness. You could tell you didn't had a conversation with someone you know it's not genuine.
Right, for sure.
You've probably been in the studio with people where you don't think that the music
Definitely.
is genuine.
Definitely.
So like
Definitely.
it's definitely one of those things where like stuff you already know can be like misconstrued. All right, man. So last question before we gotta wrap this up, man, because it's quarantine time. Everybody gotta get back going to where they're going, man. Is just what does the rest of 2020 besides social distancing, quarantine, gloves and masks? What else in 2020 to going into 2021 do you have planned for this?
A project, more videos, videos. So
Do we have a name for the project yet?
right now, well, yeah, I can say it's a Supersonic 3030.
Exclusive.
Yeah, it's Supersonic 3030. Yeah.
Any reason behind the name? Like,
I wanted to catch people's attention, one, because I feel like if you hear that, you're gonna be kind of curious.
oh yeah,
Two, it kind of matches the music. I feel like, and I'll just leave it at that. But it matches the music.
I got you, man. So we done talked about a lot of stuff. We done had some good discussions.
Right.
You done told the people about your music and everything, and I'm gonna need everybody to go stream his last project, London. Go definitely do that, man. Let people know your social media where they can find you.
You can find me on everything at SonnyLndn. Same for the music on all streaming platforms. We got the London project. We got Retro V2 with Chief Khalil's Chief Khalil's project. I produced 4 joints on that as well. So listen to that. Team Ye got some music coming. Me and him got some music coming. Imagination has some music coming. I'm on there as well. Plus a couple others I don't want to put out yet.
First of all, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to bro. Imagination.
Oh yeah, shout out Imagination.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you this, and then I'm gonna plug myself in. He did he shot me and who Victor is for the Low.
Yeah.
He shot.
We went to high school with Victor.
Yeah, so he shot the interview we did with For the Low I think it was about a year and a half ago. Shout out to him, man. He did an amazing job with that for sure.
Yeah, he's very, very talented. Very talented engineer, very talented photographer, videographer.
Duh.
He's actually gonna probably shoot a couple of the videos.
Oh, I know them visuals gonna be fire.
Yeah, they're gonna be nice.
I know they're gonna be fire.
For sure gonna be nice.
So let me go with this camera right here. Look, man, y'all already know the deal, man. Go follow at Talented_ones on Twitter, at _Talented_ones_ on IG. Follow the personals at King_J Shep on everything, IG and Twitter. I do follow back sometimes, maybe. And I think we done said enough today, man. From Sonny, from myself. You already know the vibes, man. Talented Ones, keep liking, subscribing, and commenting. Let us know who we need to talk to next, man. We done. Appreciate y'all.